Welcome back to another episode. Today's topic is doubt. Doubt. When's the last time you've had doubt in your mind floating around? And what actually happened as a result? Right? So what is doubt? Doubt is uncertainty of belief, or sometimes it might be the belief in uncertainty, or something that isn't going to be in your favor is going to happen. That's like kind of like a uncomfortable feeling, like seeds of doubt, like I'm I'm gonna climb that wall today. And then someone says, ooh, man, that wall is kind of high. Are you afraid you're gonna fall? That little small seed of doubt might make you start thinking, maybe I shouldn't do that. Now, doubt is something that I just want to talk about in a general viewpoint today, just because I've had some experience with doubt in the past, and it's very easy for doubt to get the better of you or the best of you. And man, it's got an energy of its own. I mean, I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where you felt really confident, you had that energy going, and then all of a sudden someone says something or does something where you're just like, why did you just do that? I mean, then they get you kind of like off track, and then you start thinking about ways in which you're gonna fail versus ways you're gonna succeed. And again, I'm not talking about success and failure as a way to be something that you don't want to kind of deal with, but when it deals with confidence and certainty, that's something that you want to have. That's something that you want to manifest and bring into reality. And when you don't, man, that can be tough, because when you don't know what to expect, it's like, what's tomorrow going to bring? And you get this fear, and then you stop doing the things that you would want to do. And I see it as a domino effect. So I see it like a little seed of doubt, kind of like a weed that's kind of growing, in the middle of your driveway. And the driveway is all nice, and then there's that one weed, and you're just like, man, like, why is that thing there? But again, just taking a viewpoint on doubt and what sometimes that it does to kind of detract you from what you actually want or what your goals actually are. And so what doubt actually does is it creates energy that's contagious, kind of like the coronavirus, right? Everybody's, maybe in some lockdown period, or maybe you're actually slowly starting to come out, the caves that, you've been hiding in the last like couple months. And then it's just like, is it safe? Like there's this fear, with the virus, like, hey, I don't want to get it, right? But at the same time, if you look at the other side of it, it's like the virus passes along so easily and it's so contagious that's what people are kind of afraid of. It's like, I don't want it. I want to stay back. So there can be sort of an element of doubt there, but doubt actually works the same way, with the same type of energy and the same type of pervasiveness that that the coronavirus has, right? And what happens is all there has to be is a little bit of doubt, and then all of a sudden it can grow very quickly and it can spread very quickly. And when doubt comes into the picture, it creates confusion. So if you had a clear idea of what you were doing before, or what, let's say, life actually meant for you before, and then all of a sudden you had this like coronavirus pandemic, there's a lot of confusion. It's like, well, what do I do now? Do I listen to the president? Do I listen to the medical professionals? Is this a hoax? Do I listen to my neighbor? Do I listen to my friends? It's like, where are you supposed to get your information from? And so that can create a lot of doubt. And for that reason, we have just numerous different theories of what's actually happening, what's going to go on, what the future of civilization is actually even going to be, right? And no doubt there's going to be plenty of changes with that. But when you look at doubt, I kind of see it as something that you kind of want to push to the side. There's a way of looking at a situation in the event that you actually need to make a decision, and you want to make the best decision, but doubt doesn't really help you do that. If anything, doubt might help you think about something, but when it comes to confidence and knowing that you're going to step forward and do something, doubt really doesn't help you out. So when you actually, want to move forward with something and you want to have this idea of certainty, you have a lot of confidence, right? You kind of like stand tall and like, yeah, I can do this, right? But when doubt comes in, you're like, ooh, I don't know if I want to do that. I saw what happened to the last guy. I don't want that to happen to me. So what it does is it devours confidence. It eats confidence, right? So that's why, doubt actually grows. And so you have to keep it in check. You have to keep it at bay. And so question I have for you is, when was the last time you were around someone that was fearful or expressed doubt? And how did that make you feel? What did you do as a result? And do you even live in an environment right now that has more certainty or more uncertainty, more clarity or more confusion or more confidence or more doubt, right? That's kind of like a big question. That's a loaded question. You might not be in that environment all the time, but when you are in that environment, you feel it, you know it. And that's something that you actually want to have more control over. So in my simple example, I remember maybe this might have been earlier this year or last year. My wife told me something when I woke up. She said, "Hey, be careful today, Etzel, because I had a dream that something bad happened to you today." And she started off my day with that. And man, I think I thought I was going to have a pretty good day, but after my wife said that, I could not stop thinking about it. It kept rolling in my mind again and again. Something might happen to me today. So every single thing that I thought of doing, there was like, I didn't really do it 100%. I was kind of like 70%. Oh, like, be careful. My wife said something could happen to me today. And that followed me for the entire day. It was one of the worst days by something that was seemingly so small and insignificant. It messed up my entire day, right? And that was just one thing. It was one thing that my wife said to me, right? So man, like, has that ever happened to you where someone just said one thing and it just detracted everything? And it was tough because you keep trying to think of something else, but all you can think of is that one thing that person said. It sort of just bounces around your brain back and forth. And then it kind of just grows, right? And it kind of eats all your confidence. And that's exactly what happened to me. And so what you want to do is you want to see if you can kind of suppress that seed of doubt. When that doubt comes in your head, you want to think of not, hey, you know what? Something bad might happen to you today. You got to flip the script on that. Something good might be happening today. If you don't take the risk that you're afraid that something bad is going to happen, you're going to miss out on a huge opportunity. And that's what I needed to put in my head. I didn't do it that day, but I do it every day. Anytime those seeds of doubt exist, I put in my head, I have a unique and rare opportunity today to do something that could change the rest of my life. And if I don't do it, I'll regret it the rest of my life. And so that's how I combat that seed of doubt. You have to look at the other side as far as what's the doubt preventing you from actually doing and how could it impact your life further down the road. So just last night, we found this show that I swear my daughter would have been the producer because she's always like, don't step on that crack. Don't step on that. Oh, get on the bed, hurry, because the floor is lava, right? We found a show last night called The Floor is Lava. I kid you not. I think it's a Netflix original series. And we were so hooked. I think we ended up watching 4 straight episodes. And what's really unique about this environment and this game is that literally there's a floor filled with whatever red liquid that looks like lava. And you have to navigate your way over furniture and just all other types of things to try to get to the exit. But they don't make it that easy. It's kind of like Wipeout meets maybe like Gladiator a little bit, except there's nothing physically trying to pull you down to the lava except things being wet and kind of just the lava boiling and everything else. Like your own error, or, that's pretty much what's going to take you out. So it's your ability to work as a team and to be positive, because you look at this environment and you're just like, how is this supposed to happen, right? Or I don't think we went to the right place. I think we need to go somewhere else, right? So that's literally like what that show creates and what it builds. And we were kind of hooked on it just to see how people were actually going to react. It wasn't the courses so much, but it was how are people approaching these courses. Are they going in with fear, like, ooh, I don't know if I can make it, and they kind of like stretch that foot out, and that doesn't work out too well. And then other folks are kind of like so overconfident that, I'm just going to leap, and there's no balance, right? So the balance piece is actually something that I think we all appreciated. There were folks that were definitely fearful, folks that were fearful the entire, course. They didn't fare too well. But the other folks that kind of, took it in stride and that confidence started building, you actually saw them do a lot better. So that doubt, man, that doubt was a huge thing that we actually saw within that show. And again, the ones that were successful were the ones that actually overcame it. So that was just something else. I mean, we really enjoyed that show. Definitely recommend you catch an episode if you can. But even outside of that, just years back, I know my son has a fear of the unknown. So we did a ice cream 5K, which is like an obstacle race. And I can remember my son's energy being so negative. I'm just like, why, oh, why, oh, why did I bring him along to this race? But I had to keep thinking to myself, it's a family race. You're supposed to have your family running with you. So even though, my challenge would have been, let me see if I can finish this the fastest. The real challenge for me was, how can I overcome all of my son's doubt and not only finish the race myself, but have him finish it too? And that was so much harder than just running the race, because it just would have been me and I just would have had that positive energy. But sometimes when you're on the bus, there's other people on the bus with you that aren't as positive as you are. And you have to make sure that that doesn't tear you down and stop you from getting to your destination, right? So for me, that ice cream 5K was, I actually got it on video. It was something else. And I could still watch it again to this day, as well as have my son and drag him through it too, just to be like, oh, you're super positive, huh? I can remember a time where you weren't so positive and you made it a lot harder for the other people around you. You're just like, no, I can't do this. We're going to fail. And that's tough, right? So you want to see if you can get rid of that doubt. Sometimes it's not even coming from you. Sometimes it's coming from someone close to you. And you need to be able to get rid of that, right? So my message for today, if you didn't get anything from anything that I said, but you heard me and listened to me for this long, is you want to eliminate the plague that's called doubt. You want to eliminate it. The same way that they're trying to figure out what is the antidote for the coronavirus, you want to figure out the same thing for doubt. You don't want doubt to control you, right? You want confidence to overcome whatever doubt that exists, right? But again, keep things in check, keep things in balance. But hey, you know what? You got to do what you got to do, but don't let doubt be the one thing that slows you down. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. I had this on my bucket list to actually talk about, because doubt is something that holds all of us back. It's essentially where the fears are rooted in. But sometimes you have to use fear to push you forward instead of holding you back. So I hope you enjoy this episode, and I hope you join me for the next one. All right. Bye.